Hey everybody, this is Kingdom Sonic 321. I play the game, so you remember them. This is bringing back to a topic we have discussed previously in a previous episode. This is another discussion of Pokemon and Digimon. But in this case, it's Pokemon versus Digimon. Because we need to know which show is better. Well, in technical cases, Pokemon was based off of their game and their game cards, but Digimon is sort of like it was copying from Pokemon, but at the same time kind of copying off of Tamagotchi. Things that people used to get, but sometimes let it die in a few days. Well, shows, movies, games, all kinds of stuff that came from these two different franchises and two different, people that made them. Nintendo made Pokemon, whoever made Digimon made that, and yeah, they both were sponsored by somebody and they both were pretty famous around the time. Obviously, it's still famous around Japan because I found out there's another series, another season of Digimon, and it's all in Japanese. So I didn't know what they were saying. At least they had English subs, so I sort of knew what they're saying, but I couldn't specifically know. But, yeah, I had new Digimon, new stuff, all that thing, the new Digivice. So, yeah. In any case, the main thing is that with Pokemon, they actually had a story. They was going on with the story of what they were making in their games, because that was what originally came out, their games. They originally were making games about a boy that started his adventure as a Pokemon trainer to become a Pokemon master, or really in this case the champion. And of course, they had to think of the name of the character, the name of the friends that could come, the name of the rival that he can battle. So, yeah, they had it all planned. They already planned it out by the first freaking Pokemon game. I'm sure that they was thinking of the show like around the second game they made. So their thing was planned out. And with Digimon coming out a few years after Pokemon started to be the show that we all remember, it sort of seemed like it sort of just took the idea. And of course, they only made, as far as I know, probably like one movie. Actually, two movies. Digimon. As far as I know, they only made two movies. One of the first/second season of Digimon, and two of the Data Squad. And I don't remember the Data Squad. In the Digimon movie, the very first one that based off the first and second season, was something I could remember because I saw the Nostalgia Critic review it, and I can't really give any opinions on it, considering how I, not watching the movie, even know what happened in it for real. So yeah, and Pokemon, they made like tons of movies, almost too many to even count. Okay, it's not that many, but around 16. They made a lot of movies. Heck, they even made two sides of a movie. Yeah. So, yeah, Pokemon were more into it than Digimon was, because Digimon, they haven't been making that many seasons. Pokemon, on the other hand, you already know, they made like 16 seasons, 16 movies, about 100 Pokemon games, so, like 1,000 Pokemon cards. Yeah, they were prepared. Digimon, they only made like a few seasons as far as I know, and like about a few 3-4 games, a few movies, don't even know. So out of the two, which one's better? I would say Pokemon. I mean, I grew up with the game. It's like one of the very first games I've gotten on the Game Boy Color. So, and I've known this game, I've known their game franchise a lot longer than any other game franchise ever. I was like a Poke freak. When I heard there was a show, I wanted to watch it. When I saw the show, I just kept watching it. And I actually, to be honest, still like Pokemon. I mean, I'm 16, about to turn 17, and it's actually pretty interesting that I still know a lot of the Pokemon. I could probably name them all if I were to see them. I mean, you know, the original ones. The new ones, I'm not sure if I'll still remember them. But they're still making more, and I'm glad that they're making more. With Digimon, on the other hand, I guess I could name them as my fourth favorite series or something. Because I can't really name them as my second, because around the time I didn't like it as much because of how much they were copying from Pokemon and how much I made them similar. And of course, if you were to see my Sonic and the Secret Rings and Sonic the Black Knight rants on how much I hated it, but how similar they were, that kind of brought me down. But I still sort of liked it. I mean, especially the first season, and Data Squad and the other seasons that I can't seem to remember. I know one was called Digimon Tamers and all that, but like, they were pretty interesting. I have to admit that they actually got me a few times, got me hooked into the story, you know. But yeah, so I would say Pokemon won over Digimon because, you know, Pokemon just dominated because, you know, they made a lot more. They had more of a story going on. They already had their thing plotted out. With Digimon, they just jumped into the series. They just made the series up. I mean, I'm sure they, you know, thought it out and everything, but Pokemon, they at least had a game to start it off with, because they probably wasn't even thinking of this series before. And I bet after, like, how popular Pokemon got, they decided to make the series. So, yeah. So that's what I get. If you think Digimon is better than Pokemon, then put a comment below, and if you agree with me, also put a comment below, and hopefully you will subscribe. This is Kingdom Sonic 3, 2, 1. I play the game, so you remember them.